Welcome to our first episode of Retro Raccoon Tries to Repair. So, I was dropped off this Xbox One S. I've actually worked on quite a few of these, but this is a whole new challenge. What's going on with this one is you turn it on. It takes quite a little while to boot up, unusually long in my opinion. And then once you reach the screen where you can log in, you log in, within seconds, it reboots itself. And it just keeps cycling and doing that over and over and over, whether or not you sign in, whether or not you just leave it on the loading screen. That's where we're at with this. Once I received this, I plugged it in, did a quick test, and I was experiencing the same issue that they were having. So after testing it and letting it recycle over and over and over, I was taking a closer look, and off the bat, you can see that this HDMI port right here is just absolutely cooked. I'm shocked that it's even showing picture and that the cord is even staying plugged in. In the little experience that I do have so far, I have learned that at least 75% of the time, if not more, a good cleaning, just resetting of all the connections will typically fix your problems. I don't have a good feeling about this one, guys. Before I decided to open it and really dive into it and really get frustrated, I reached out to someone on TikTok that I've learned a lot from so far, that I really admire, and that seems super, super nice. So on TikTok, his name is Taylor Tech, and the O is a 0 instead of the letter O. So if you're ever looking for him, Taylor Tech with a 0 instead of an O. And I kind of just explained what we were experiencing and asked him where I should start. He replied, super, super detailed. I think all that information will be beyond helpful once I kind of dissect that vernacular and figure out what most of that stuff means. I'm very confident when it comes to repairing like disk drives, replacing capacitors, but now when it comes to actual motherboards of consoles, especially ones that are a little bit more modern like this, I'm at a loss. But we got to start somewhere, right? Rely on your resources. I have some notes here, and I always like to start with the most conservative route when it comes to any sort of console repair, and that starts with a good internal cleaning. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this apart, we're going to dust it out, test it from there. Now, some of the notes that Taylor left me and where to start is he is confident that it is possibly one of two things, which would be either a failing hard drive, which that isn't the worst thing in the world. I have a few more that I've scrounged up that we could always do a hard drive transfer. And if that fixes the problem, that would be wonderful. Or it could also be liquid damage on the power rail. What can commonly happen is spillage right here, and the power rail, from my understanding, lives right under the fan here, so that liquid would eventually seep under the fan into the motherboard and cause some corrosion on the little parts that create and disperse the power. That wouldn't be terrible if that ends up being the case. I really actually love cleaning corrosion. It's satisfying and it works 99.9% of the time. Those are kind of the two directions that we are going in right now, and I'm just so thankful to have a place to start. Other notes that I have is to test the hard drive. We can always take it out and run it through our computer and see if there's any issues with that, or if it's alerting of any complications with the hard drive. Least likely, but it could also be the power supply going bad. So we'll certainly check that as well. But I'm really hoping, best case scenario, that it is the failing hard drive or corrosion on that power rail. So let's take it apart and see. day 2 of working on this super challenging Xbox One S. Last night I was up until about 2:30 a.m. doing a lot of research, and I think Taylor from TikTok was up a little late too because we were exchanging some messages and had a few epiphanies. He was like, I bet you if you take the hard drive out and turn it on, it will stay on and show picture and have like an error screen. And damn, was he right. So I think that this narrowed this down to a hard drive issue, which for me was best case scenario. Why was that best case scenario? Because this could be as simple as just doing a hard drive transfer. I have a docking station where you put one hard drive in, the other in, and you press a button and they transfer. We're going to give that a go. But the first thing we have to do is we have to plug this hard drive into the computer and run it through a program that's going to tell us if there's any corruption or any issues with the files. Yay, at least we have a direction in where we're going. And this is what we have now. The Xbox is turned on. It's stayed on consistently. The fan doesn't sound like the Daytona 500 anymore. And we have the error screen, which is actually what we wanted to see. I'm excited. This actually gave me some hope. We're going to still try to repair this thing. Guys, I think we're finally at the tail end of this Xbox One S emotional freaking roller coaster. I've been working on this thing nonstop for about 3-4 days now, and I will not sleep until it's done. Things are going well. We got a brand new 1 terabyte Toshiba SATA hard drive plugged in there. We also have a USB with the Xbox One update on it, and this is going successfully so far. I don't want to jinx it, but the fan speed and sound is appropriate, so it's not overworking, overheating. It's consistently downloading at a good speed. And just as I started speaking, it started speeding up. So yeah, we just have to sit here with our fingers crossed and pray to the Lord that we are ending this chapter. Oh my God, we actually made it to step 3 in the update. We've never made it this far. Oh my God, if this completes, I think we will have our working Xbox One S again, and I can finally rest. Oh, would you look at that? We did it. We did the impossible. We fixed this Xbox One S with a crazy faulty hard drive. I do have to replace the HDMI port, but you know what? The hard part's out of the way. It does sound a little loud right now, but it's just because I was working real hard to do that update. So we're gonna get to the home screen and then we're gonna give it a little bit of a break. Also, I do need to apply new thermal paste, and I think that will help tremendously as well. We did it, we did it, we did it.